So Rolf said, it's not about thinking of new things, it's about learning to think in a new way. A large part of the beauty of structural integration and why it works well is that we kind of, Rolfers tend to learn to see the body through a lens that is maybe a little broader than the standard anatomical academic filter that most professionals that work with the body um, learn to see through. These rose-colored glasses, where the rose is this academic anatomical um, model, and it's a little bit like uh, seeing it more, I would say, as it is, but just with a different, either a different set of glasses or trying to take the glasses off. A lot of structural integration, the power of it is allowing yourself to do that. Ida Rolf famously said, I want you to approach the body not through the physiology, but through structure. And so this perspective here, I just want to be clear, is my own. And I had this visual. I've been listening to the Ida Rolf tapes on YouTube, tape 4, about the 4th hour pelvic floor implications. And something about the way she described it allowed me to see something. She said that when but the pelvic floor is not, it's not a bowl that's like collapsed where stuff is resting on it, but it's almost like the opposite shape. So rather than concave, it's convex or something like this. And what I feel when I breathe in is that I feel when you breathe in, you expand. You take in that which is outside of you and it makes you larger. And what I feel when I breathe in is a lower, of this shape. So the inhale, exhale. So there's a spanning that happens. And I realized this shape of kind of the crown to the pelvic floor, this convex at the bottom, this convex sling that is a functional pelvic floor. And if you take that convex shape and put it on the crown there as well, it creates something when you think about the center of the body, the vertical center of the body, the core as it pertains to structural integration. The shape of it is kind of like a apple core. So if you think of the apple core, there's this convex shape on the top in which it kind of donuts in, but it's also there on the bottom. And this is sort of what how I'm starting to visualize this functional, a well-organized core has this shape. And this shape also looks like a wormhole or the Einstein bridge thing. And something about this shape allows energy and the some allowance of this universal energy to flow through. And anyways, I'm getting a little abstract and I don't have the physics knowledge to really back this up, but there is something about this shape that's in our body, that's in this apple, that's in a wormhole that is very similar looking. Again, the key takeaway from this was that the pelvic floor is not this collapsed bowl. It's something that buoys energy up, that makes energy start to rise. Ida Rolf said it really elegantly in this tape, something about not only does it buoy it to rise, it makes it more comfortable with your energy rising than for it to be lowering. And bringing the apple back into it, I think maybe it was tape 3 of these tapes, Ida Rolf said, the difference between Isaac Newton and me is that my apple rises. And this is what a well-organized structure can elicit. Think Kundalini and yoga, how it's like this energy that rises through you, and if it's fully open, comes out the crown. So it rises, and you can feel that in your body once it becomes. I feel it now. I'm pretty well organized at this point, and it's something that's there, that's just always there now. You feel a rising feeling. It's almost like an incense. If you light an incense and there's this thing that there, you just see this rising, you kind of feel that. So it's not a perfect tunnel, but there's a general feeling of this rising. And I think it's something to do with having these convex, at least on the bottom, and I believe eventually the top. And this the same, it's just a natural shape that somehow allows what's supposed to be flowing through it flow through it. So yeah, pelvic floor, vertical center, core, the apple, the wormhole. There's something there.